Hello, hello, DMG's Jim here, continuing on with the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide, Chapter 8 Bastions. We're going to get into the next section, which will start with facility space, and we'll get into the basic facilities and special facilities and descriptions for this. As usual, we'll be reading what's here on the page first, and we'll talk about implementation and advice and my commentary in the second part. But hey, let's do it. Chapter 8 Bastions, Facility Space. The amount of space in a basic facility or special facility determines its maximum area in 5-foot squares as shown in the facility space table below. A player can configure the squares of a facility as they please on their bastions maps. The squares can be stacked so the facility's area is distributed over multiple levels or stories. So space, a cramped facility is going to have a maximum area of 4 squares, 4 5-foot by 5-foot squares, 20 feet. 10 by 10, 20 by 5, 5 by 5 by 5 by 5. Roomy is going to be 16 squares, a 4 by 4 area, okay, a 20-foot by 20-foot square facility. And a vast area is going to be 36 squares, okay, 6 by 6, 30-foot square area if we're using 5-foot squares. Now, your players, as we talked about earlier, in the mapping, they are allowed to map this out, but they have to limit their facility space to just these squares. They can be creative with the design, but they are limited to this size, period, the end. Basic facilities. A character's bastion starts with 2 free basic facilities, which the character players choose from the basic facilities list below. One of the chosen facilities is cramped, and the other one is roomy. A bastion can have more than one of each basic facility. So they get the choice of bedroom, dining room, parlor, courtyard, kitchen, and storage. So when they first start out, they get 2 of these. A basic facility comes with non-magical furnishings and decor appropriate for that facility. Basic facilities don't have any game effects, but they can inspire role-playing opportunities and enhance a bastion's verisimilitude. A bastion with a kitchen is functionally the same as one without, but the former gives you and your players a fun setting to start game sessions, have in-character discussions, or introduce new NPCs. A character can add new basic facilities or enlarge existing ones by spending money and time as discussed in the sections that follow. Any number of basic facilities can be added or enlarged at the same time. A character doesn't need to be in their bastion while basic facilities are being added or enlarged. So, little commentary. We have just received our bastion at 5th level according to the book, and that bastion is going to have 2 free basic facilities that cost me nothing. One of them is going to be cramped and the other one's going to be rooming. They can include a bedroom, a dining room, a parlor, a courtyard, a kitchen, or a storage area. Okay, so a 10-foot by 10-foot area and a 20-foot by 20-foot area divided between 2 of the one small area, one medium area, and those will be represented by their player's choice of 2 of these basic facilities, okay? So when we go to add the basic facilities, a character can add a basic facility to their bastion by spending money and time. The cost of adding a basic facility and the time required depends on the facility space as shown on the table below. To make a cramped facility costs them 500 gold and will take them 20 days to build. So if I want to add, so let's say hypothetically I started out with a courtyard and a bedroom. And I want to add another bedroom right out the gate. It's going to cost me 500 gold to add a cramped bedroom, and it'll take 20 in-game days for that facility to be added to my bastion. So on and so forth. If I want it to be a larger room, it's going to cost me 1,000 in 45 days. If I want it to be vast, it's going to cost 3,000 and be 125 days. It's a lot of time, 125 days. That's 125 long rests. We're looking at, 18 weeks, give or take? Most campaigns won't take that long. So keep the length of your campaign, as we talked about in our first video, pay attention to the desired length of your campaign before you invest too heavily in bastions, because the time required in a lot of instances will outpace the entirety of a campaign. Enlarging basic facilities is the next thing. There is no in-game benefit to enlarging a basic facility, but a character might enlarge a facility for cosmetic reasons or to increase the bastion's size. A character can spend money and time to increase the space of a basic facility in their bastion by 1 category as shown on the table below. So to go from cramped to roomy to increase the space will cost you 500 gold and take 25 days. It'll be cheaper than building it from new, basically. So the next section we're going to go to is the important part as far as our player mechanics go. This is called special facilities. Special facilities are bastion locations where certain activities yield game benefits. A character's bastion initially has 2 special facilities of the player character's choice for which they qualify. Each special facility can be chosen only once unless its description says otherwise. Unlike basic facilities, special facilities cannot be bought. A character gains them through level advancement. At level 9, a character gains 2 additional special facilities of their choice for which they qualify. They gain 1 additional facility at 13 and another at 17. The special facility acquisition table shows the total number of special facilities in a character's bastion. Each new special facility immediately becomes part of the character's bastion when the character reaches that level. Each time a character gains a level, the character can replace one of their bastion's special facilities with another for which the character applies. Sorry, I know my eye rolls are probably audible at this point, but let's read through it. So at level 5, in addition to the 2 basic facilities, your character's bastion will have 2 special facilities. At level 9, they'll gain 2 more for a total of 4. At level 13, they'll gain 1 more for 5. At level 17, they'll end up with a total of 6. Pretty self-explanatory. The requirements. Each special facility has a level. A character must be that level or higher to gain that facility. A special facility might also have a prerequisite the player must meet to gain that facility. For example, only a character who can use an arcane focus or a tool as a spellcasting focus can have an arcane study. The next section is space. A special facility occupies a certain amount of space. See facility space. A player can configure the squares of a special facility as desired on their bastion map. A special facility can be large to grant additional benefits of its description if its description says so. Hirelings. A special facility comes with 1 or more hirelings who work in the facility, maintain it, and execute bastion orders there, as described in the next section. A player can assign names and personalities to the hirelings in their character's bastion. They can use the same tools that we do to create NPCs. See Chapter 3. Each special facility in a bastion generates enough income to pay for the salary of its hirelings. Hirelings follow the orders they're given and are loyal to the bastion's owner. Read, these are free. Your players don't need to pay their wages because the existence of the special facility provides enough revenue to pay for the hirelings that work there. Magic. Orders. On a bastion turn, a character in their bastion can issue special orders called bastion orders to move to 1 or more of their bastion special facilities. A character needn't issue orders to all the special facilities in their bastion on a given bastion turn. The maintain order is unusual. It's issued to the whole bastion rather than 1 or more special facilities. If a character isn't in their bastion on a given bastion turn, the bastion acts as though it were issued the maintain order on that turn unless the owner can communicate with the bastion's hireling using the sending spell or similar magic. So the orders are as follow. Craft. Hirelings in a special facility craft an item that can be made within that facility. During the time required to craft an item, the facility can't be used to craft anything else, even if a special ability allows the facility to carry out 2 orders at once. The hirelings have proficiencies with artisans' tools as specified in the facility's descriptions. Empower. The special facility confers a temporary empowerment to you or someone else. Harvest. Hirelings can gather a resource produced in the special facility. During the time required to harvest a resource, a facility can't be used to harvest anything else, even if a special ability allows that facility to carry out 2 orders at once. Maintain. All of the bastion's hireling focus on maintaining the bastion rather than executing orders in special facilities. Issuing this order prohibits other orders from being issued to the bastion on the current bastion turn. Each time the maintain order is issued, the DM rolls once on the bastion events table at the end of the chapter. Bastion events are resolved before the next bastion turn. Recruit. Hirelings recruit creatures to the bastion. These creatures might include 1 or more bastion defenders whose main purpose is to defend the bastion if it's attacked. The bastion itself generates enough income to provide for the needs of its bastion defenders. Research. Hirelings in the special facility gather information. Trade. Hirelings buy and sell goods or services stored or produced in this special facility. We're going to stop there for a second. We're going to stop there for this video, and we'll get to the special facility descriptions and events in our next. The one thing I want to point out to the DMs, GMs that are still following along, other than expansion, cosmetic expansion in our facilities, there is still no cost to our players. This building springs into being without costing your players anything. The land is there without costing your players anything. Magically, NPCs appear at this bastion without your players costing your players anything. This bastion, its sheer existence as it springs into life for free, generates enough revenue to pay for itself other than expansions. When your players get a new facility, these do not cost anything. They appear as your player's level, as if by magic. When I turn level 9, my bastion simply doubles in its capacity to perform tasks. I gain 2 more special facilities for joining level 9. This is a simple reminder, DMs, if you're going to use your bastions, try to use some world building, some planning to make these things happen, to make them matter. If you want there to be a focus on the bastion, you want the bastion to be important, you need to, this is me opining, allow for gameplay opportunities to expand the bastion. Allow for there to be the visualization of this thing slowly growing over the course of time. It shouldn't be just ding, you come back after being on an adventure for 2 days, getting 3 levels, and all of a sudden your bastion is going to now gain 2 magical rooms. Remember, if it's going to take me 20 days to build an extra bedroom, there should be the consideration for 20 to 40 days of construction to be going on behind this, even if it's behind the scenes, even if it's just a mention to add to the immersion of your world. Okay, pay attention to the costs that are associated with the adding basic facilities. I'm not saying we're supposed to charge our players for the special facilities, but there should be a period of time. There should be a period of growth that goes into it. It shouldn't just be ding, you're here. Okay, the hirelings. Your players are going to be able to stretch their legs out and give the NPCs some personalities. Dungeon Master's Guide is stating that we don't have control over these NPCs, whereas every other NPC in the world is our creation, our fingers in the world. The NPCs within the Bastion are not ours. They belong to the player characters. Going to be a little bit of a difference there. If you're going to allow your players to get really creative with stuff, expect them to possibly challenge the lore or the stories or the social situations within your world. If the entirety of the world is destitute and you put a bastion in there, then all of a sudden this bastion is making enough money to hire people that work there without it costing your players things. How does that affect the world around it? These things will matter when you start implementing bastions. They're going to affect your world building. They're going to affect your social stratification. They're going to affect your economy. So be prepared accordingly. But that's where we're going to stop for now. The next thing we're going to get into is the special facilities description, because the orders that we just talked about are going to have an effect on special facilities. Thanks so much for hanging out. We're almost done with the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide. Likes, follows, subscribes are appreciated. Feel free to leave me some comments. Join us over on Twitch for some live chats. But above all, thank you for your time. We'll see you soon.